What's up, everybody? It's your boy 5 Wars Deke. And it's time to have an uncomfortable conversation. It's time. If you're ready for it, then let's go. And if you're not ready, get ready. Because at this point where the country is, you no longer have the option to ignore this. You no longer can use your privilege to sweep this under the rug and be indifferent. This is not about a difference of opinion. This is about morality. Black lives matter. Of course, all lives matter. Any human with a decent heart knows that they all matter. But there's a certain group of people and a demographic that's hurting. And that's black people. I'm a black man. I'm hurting. I went dark for a little bit. I haven't uploaded a video in a while because I was hurt. I was frustrated. I was angry. What happened to George Floyd is traumatizing. That is traumatizing. What happened between Amy Cooper and Christian Cooper, if you're not familiar with that, you can look that up. But basically, a white woman called the cops and made a false claim that an African-American man was threatening her life because she was inconvenienced. He asked her to follow a rule. She didn't want to follow that rule. And she tried to get him harmed by calling the police. And those things happening basically back to back was extremely hurtful. And there was no way I could just ignore that and say, you know what? I can totally play an HBCU versus SEC game right now. I wasn't in the mindset to do it. I wasn't in the mindset to just play Madden, play MLB The Show, play whatever. I mean, as you can see right now, I'm playing Injustice 2. And I'm playing with Black Manta. It's my favorite DC villain. I could get into why, but it's really not important right now. The gameplay is really not important. But it's a gaming channel. So, but here's what I really want to get at. Okay? And before we really get deep into the whole Black Lives Matter thing, before you say, well, what about black on black crime? Crime happens by proximity. Black people, yes. Black people rob and kill other black people. But guess what? White folks kill other white folks. Those in the Hispanic community kill others in the Hispanic community. Asians rob and kill other Asians. It's by proximity. Here's the other half of that coin. When those things happen, justice is served. Justice is served when those things happen. What people are angry about right now and have been angry about for centuries is when the mistreatment of black bodies takes place by a police officer or just someone who is completely racist like the men who murdered Ahmaud Arbery. And justice is not served. It took outrage on social media for the two men who killed Ahmaud Arbery to finally be brought into custody. Same thing with the officer who killed George Floyd.
You'll make for a light snack.
That's what people are fighting. So this is not about a difference of opinion. To say all lives matter completely undermines the struggle of black people and what they're fighting for right now and what we are fighting for right now. The fact that you can use your privilege and brush under the rug or be indifferent, that is entitlement, it's privilege, guys. You should not just be trying to show people that you're not racist right now. That shouldn't be your goal. That shouldn't be your aim. That's not what you should be doing. You shouldn't just be trying to show folks that you're not racist. You should be anti-racism. You should be anti-racism. You should see this injustice and you should be fighting against it. This has been happening for a long time. False claims against a black man. Emmett Till. Look that up if you haven't heard it. George Floyd is not an isolated incident. Michael Brown, Philandro Castile, Sandra Bland, Eric Garner, Trayvon Martin, Ahmaud Arbery. Those are the ones that social media got a hold of. There are countless others. And it's just, you have to be able to check yourself in these situations. Check your friends. If they're silent, that's violence. I think it's very inappropriate to just fire back at someone and say all lives matter when they say Black Lives Matter. If a house is on fire and the fire department comes to put out the fire and someone says, well, all houses matter. Well, duh, everyone deserves a roof over their heads, but we're not dealing with that right now. This house is on fire. If your wrist is broken and you go to the doctor and the doctor checks your ankle and your fibula and your forearm and your back and your hip, and you say, whoa, hey, my wrist is broken. And he says, all bones matter. Well, duh, all bones have a purpose. All bones have a function. But the wrist is what's broken. That's what needs the treatment. That's what this is about. This isn't about Black Lives Matter more. It's literally, they matter. And justice should be served when a black person is killed by a police officer who is completely overusing their power, or someone who is just flat out racist.
It's about to be your worst nightmare.
Implicit biases exist. White privilege exists. It's there. Google is free. You can look all this stuff up. So I just want to encourage everybody to fight. Don't do this. Don't do this thing where it's trending right now and it's cool to post, so you post about it and you open your mouth and you use your voice, and then it stops trending and then you stop. That's not okay. This fight, this struggle isn't new to me. I've been aware of this since high school. But it's been going on for centuries. But it's at the forefront right now. So it's people are listening. So listen. Use your privilege. Use your voice. Speak up. Again, don't just try to prove that you're not racist. You need to be anti-racism. This is not an opinion thing. It's a morality thing. I want you guys to really understand something here. When people talk about veterans and veterans that have PTSD, do people stand up and say all veterans matter? Of course all veterans matter. But right now the campaign is about veterans with PTSD. When there's breast cancer walks, people don't say all cancers matter. Yes, all cancers need to be treated. Cancer is serious. But it is very inappropriate to go somewhere and say all cancers matter at a breast cancer walk. You're undermining the people who have dealt with who have fought breast cancer, who have lost their lives to breast cancer. If someone's father passes, you don't say all fathers matter. But it's only in this instance when people say Black Lives Matter, we say all lives matter. So the part that's bothering you is what? Is it the black part? It's the black part. Stop it. It's ignorant. And it's hurtful. Get educated. Vote. These things are policies. Gerrymandering, redlining. Those things. Again, Google is free. Look this all up. The mistreatment of black bodies. Look up Sarah Bartman. Go back in history. This is not new. It's just at the forefront. We're in the age of social media. When the Constitution was written, it says all men are created equal, but they were not talking about black people. Black people were considered 3/5 of a person. 3/5 of a person. So the system was made with the intent that black people were less than a full person. That's how the system was made. The system needs restructuring. How do you do that? Vote. Change the powers that be. That's how you do it. that's all I really wanted to say to you guys. I just had to go on a rant a little bit. We will get back to our regularly scheduled programs. I care about you guys. I need to say these things because it's important that they get out there. Use your voice. Use your platform. It's your boy 5 Wars Deep. One love.